You see them on the road every single day. BMW, Mercedes-Benz, Audi. They're symbols of engineering, performance, and, well, a pretty hefty price tag. And that's the big question, isn't it? Why are these cars so expensive when you can get a perfectly good car for a fraction of the cost? So let's get right into it. Is it all about that fancy logo on the grille? Or is there something real, something mechanical going on underneath that justifies the cost? We're going to pop the hood and diagnose the real reasons, from the engine block to the electronics, to see what truly makes these cars command such a premium. Okay, first things first, we have to talk about the philosophy behind the car itself. It's about engineering. In Germany, building a car isn't just about bolting parts together on an assembly line. It's a craft. This deep-seated focus on precision and durability costs more from the moment a car is just a sketch on a computer screen. And here's where it gets really interesting. You have to understand that these cars are born from the Autobahn, a highway system with no speed limits in many areas. That's not just a fun fact, it dictates the entire design. Every single part, the chassis, the brakes, the suspension, has to be over-engineered to be safe and stable at 150 miles per hour. That kind of high-speed integrity just costs more to build, period. And this right here really shows you the difference in mindset. Most automakers are focused on keeping costs down. That means using standard materials and simpler suspension setups. But German engineers, their priority is performance and durability. We're talking high-grade steel and aluminum, and complex multi-link suspension systems that keep the tire perfectly planted on the road. Each one of those decisions adds real money to the final cost. Now, all that engineering philosophy leads us directly to the hardware. A huge chunk of that price tag comes from the incredibly complex mechanical and electronic systems that give you that unique German driving feel. This is really the mechanical heart of the cost.
Let me be perfectly clear about this. A modern German car is basically a supercomputer on wheels. The amount of electronic complexity is staggering. I mean, a top-tier Mercedes S-Class has more lines of code than a passenger jet. Think about that for a second. All of that advanced tech is a massive driver of the cost.
So what does that tech actually look like? Well, you've got powerful engine control units, or ECUs, managing every single combustion event in real time. You've got dozens of sensors for driver assist and safety systems. And you have suspension systems that can adapt to the road in milliseconds. Every one of these isn't just a software feature, it's an expensive piece of hardware that has to be integrated into the car. And all of that technology exists for one primary reason: performance. These cars are not built just to get you from point A to point B. They are engineered from the ground up to deliver a superior driving dynamic. It's about creating a responsive, powerful, and engaging experience behind the wheel. And to get that performance, you need the right hardware. Most German cars use turbocharged engines for more power from a smaller size. That power then has to go through a transmission built to handle all that torque. You need bigger brakes with multi-piston calipers to stop it all. And there's that complex suspension again for razor-sharp handling. Compare that to a typical, naturally aspirated engine and basic suspension in a more standard car, well, there's just no contest in terms of cost.
All right, we've covered the metal and the microchips, but we can't ignore the big elephant in the room. There's another, less tangible factor that adds thousands to the price, and that's the power of the brand itself.
Let's face it, these cars are luxury items. Buying a BMW or a Mercedes isn't just about getting a new car. For a lot of people, it's a statement. It's about projecting an image of success and an appreciation for quality. And the automakers know this perfectly well, and they price their cars accordingly. You know, there's actually a name for this. It's called the brand premium. It's that extra cash people are willing to pay just for the name on the hood. And it's not just smoke and mirrors. That premium is built on decades of racing wins, consistent quality, and marketing that connects the brand with a successful lifestyle. So you're not just paying for the car, you're paying for the reputation. So far, we've only talked about the sticker price. But from a car doctor's perspective, I've got to tell you that's just where the bills start. The true cost of owning one of these machines is a huge part of the story, and it's something that catches a lot of first-time owners completely by surprise. And this is a point you really need to understand. Because of all the things we just talked about, the precision engineering, the advanced electronics, the high-performance parts, The cost to maintain and repair these cars is significantly higher over the long run. So let's quickly break down why. First, the parts are expensive. Most are made in Germany and have to be imported. Second, you can't just roll into any garage. These cars need special diagnostic computers and proprietary tools to even talk to them. And third, all that complexity requires a highly skilled technician. A mechanic who knows these systems inside and out is going to charge a higher labor rate, and that cost gets passed right on to you. All right, let's put all the pieces on the table. We've looked at the engineering, the tech, the brand, and the long-term costs. It's time for a final diagnosis on that big price tag. So, as you can see, it's not just one thing, it's the whole package. It's that superior engineering for high-speed driving, stuffed with advanced technology and high-performance hardware. Then you layer on the luxury brand status that commands a premium. And it's all supported by a foundation of expensive parts and specialized repairs. Every single piece of that puzzle adds to the cost. Which brings us to the big question, and I'm going to turn this one over to you. Now that you know the real mechanical and financial costs that go into that sticker price and what comes after, you have to decide. Is that unique blend of performance, technology, and prestige really worth the premium? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments.